Today we're going to be making the Nutella braided Christmas tree bread. So we're going to start with 225 grams of bread flour, so that's strong white flour, and we're going to pop in 75 grams of caster sugar, added sweetness. We have got then a pinch of salt, and just mix your dry ingredients together first of all. So give those a good mix. Make sure the sugar is fully incorporated into the flour. And then in there, we're going to put 1 egg yolk. Save the egg white for later. We've got the egg white in a separate bowl. We'll use that as a glaze later on. We've got 15 grams of softened butter. Just give that a soften up. It's a bit hard. So soft butter, 15 grams straight into the bowl. Milk. Now I've warmed this slightly. You need it warm to activate the yeast. I've got Easy Bake, it's fast action yeast, so 1 sachet. Put that into the bread mix, and then you can go in with your warmed milk, which is going to activate that yeast. And this is going to make quite a sticky dough to start with, and you're going to have to be patient and work it and knead it for about 10 minutes. So I'll just first of all mix it up with a spoon. That saves your hands getting really messy to start with. And then you need to work it together into a dough. Get your hands in there. Make sure you roll your sleeves. Okay, work it together. Now it is super sticky right now, but once you've worked it and kneaded it for 10 minutes on the surface, it will become a nice elasticy dough. So once you've got the dough into a ball, we're going to take it out, pop it onto the surface, make sure it's nice and clean, and then you're going to knead it for about 10 minutes. It'll be sticky, okay, but kneading it's going to work the gluten. You can lightly flour the surface if you need to. Although it looks messy right now, in 10 minutes it won't be, I promise. Just persevere. So you're pushing it forward with the heel of your hand, you're bringing it back, turning it, and you're doing the same again. At the minute it will feel quite grainy because you've got all the sugar granules in there. Okay, you really need to work this for 10 minutes and it will be nice and elastic and soft and smooth. This is a very rich yeast dough, which is why it's so difficult to work. If you prefer, you can make a standard bread recipe, which I can include at the end, and it's much easier to work with. So I've been kneading for about 8 minutes, and you can see it's nice and stretchy, it's smooth. Just going to go for another couple of minutes, and then we can leave it to prune. You'll notice I've already washed my bowl ready. I'm going to pop this back into that bowl to prune. Once you've got your dough nice and smooth and elasticy, pop it into a bowl. Just got 1 tablespoon of oil into the bowl, and you just want to coat your bread, so give it a roll around in the oil. We're going to cover this with cling film, and because it's such a rich yeast dough, it's going to take about an hour to prove. So set that aside in a warm place, come back in an hour, and it should have doubled in size. Just like that. Come back, and you will see when I take the cling film off that the dough has risen, it's doubled in size. So what we need to do is just get that dough. You can see, look how elasticy it is. Look at that lovely dough. Okay. So on a flour surface, okay, we just need to split that into 3. You can weigh these if you want to and get them all even. 2 back in the bowl. This one we're going to flatten out and roll out into a triangle shape. It's going to fit on this bit of paper. So just kind of roll, and then as you go along, sort of shape it. Okay, so you want it nice and thin. You're going to layer things on top of each other, so you want it pretty thin. Onto your baking paper. Okay. And then your Nutella, if you just warm it a little bit and then it becomes soft, and you can spread it onto your triangle of bread. Okay. So you don't want too much. If you overload this, it's just going to be a mess. So you need to spread it quite thin, really thin, all the way up to the top. And I'm just using the back of a spoon to spread it. You can use a knife, palette knife, whatever you get your hands on. So spread it nice and thin, all the way to the edges. And at the bottom, you kind of want to make a straight edge, bottom of the tree, and then like a tree trunk. Okay. So you can see the shape of the tree. Alright, now move that to one side. Get another ball of your dough. Again, flour the surface. You're trying to create the same size, not triangle. It doesn't matter if it's exact at this point, because we are going to trim it down. You want to make it so that it does fit on top of this one. Okay, so bring this over. We're going to pop this on top. Okay, so just lay it over, and then again with your Nutella. Okay, and then move this out of the way. And your third bit of dough, more flour, and obviously this has got to be the same shape, and you put it on top of that one. Once you've done that, pull this back, lay this one on the top, best you can. Okay, now you want to sort of flatten it a little bit, just very lightly with the rolling pin. Sort of squeeze the layers together. Now if you put too much Nutella in, it would go everywhere at this point. I am not putting pressure on this at all, I'm just letting the rolling pin do the work and just roll it over the top. Okay, now what you need, sharp knife, and we're going to trim the edges nice and straight, which is why at the beginning it didn't really matter too much about getting your shape exact, because we're going to do this. So, straight edges. Okay, then we're going to go in from this side, even amounts. This is to build your Christmas tree shape. Cut out this section. Create your tree. Okay. So you've got your basic tree shape. Now what you need to do, you can just trim that on the bottom as well if you want to. Make it nice and straight. So from here, from the bottom of your stump, if you like, you need to mark kind of like a diagonal line up to the top point. Okay, so just make a mark. You're not cutting it, you're just basically scoring it so you know where you need to cut to. So just a score. What you need to do is cut up to these lines from the edge, so about a centimetre apart, up to this line. So, once you've cut these, all we need to do is pick it up, twist it over twice, and sit it back down. So twist, and you can see then the Nutella running through. Once you get up to the top, you might only be able to twist it once. So once you've got your tree, we're going to let it prove for another sort of half an hour, and that will puff up and rise. So while we do that, just get our baking tray and we drag it onto the tray. Let it prove for about half an hour. I'll come back and we'll glaze it and we'll get it in. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, this is puffed up nicely. It's probably doubled in height. So the last little thing that we need to do now is go back to the egg white that we saved from the egg we used earlier, and we're going to glaze all over and then bake for about 15 minutes in a 180-degree oven. So we'll just glaze this. You can add a bit of milk to this if you want to. I'm not going to bother. Okay, just glaze it all over. It'll make it go nice and shiny and golden brown. Now, you don't have to waste any of the little trimmings that we cut off. Just twist them up and make some little bread bites and glaze those as well. So we'll pop those in the oven about 15 minutes and I'll show you when they're done. So there's the Christmas tree and Nutella bread, all cooked, ready to eat. Just leave it on a cooling mat to cool down and tuck in. Have a go. Send me your photos. Remember the competition closes the Sunday before we go back, which is the 3rd of January. Send your photos on Facebook or send them to my email address, which I will link at the end of the video, and I will choose a winner after the holidays. Good luck!